Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Today's Monday, September 11th. It is 6:18 right now. Market's going to open in about 12 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and then we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Just got a couple of things here to update, and we should be good to go. A few more things here. I'll make some adjustments here. Let's go a couple more things here, and we should be good to go. All right, looks good. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Then we should be solid. So let's send it to one last place, and we should be good to go. All right, let me just put it right here. All right. Looks like we are good to go. All right, guys. Morning, everybody. Today's Monday, September 11th. Happy Monday, everybody. It is 6:22 right now. Market's gonna open in about 8 minutes. As you guys have seen, I'm starting to roll out the Discord channel. So I'm no longer putting out the Telegram link anymore. All the Telegram links have been taken down. We're now moving forward with Discord. So if you guys haven't joined the Discord yet, and you guys are still in the Telegram, the links have been posted there. Also, if you go to the website, so if you go back to our course, if you go to the course here and you go down to, let's refresh this, and you go down to the module where we had the Telegram, it's now shifted to Discord. So if you click on that there, it'll give you a link to the Discord. We're just going to slowly make the transition. We're probably going to still be posting on Telegram for the next couple weeks, if not months. But eventually we're going to transition everything to Discord, since Discord is a lot more organized. So let's see who's here so far. Morning, Randy. Morning, Maria. Morning, Karen. Morning, Nikki. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Vince. Morning, everybody. And just another reminder, guys, and I'll remind you guys again later. Just to avoid us from missing any trades, I'm not going to be answering any questions like during the first half of the live trading session. If the session starts to die down a little bit, then, maybe I'll start answering some questions, but pretty much from like 6:30 to 7, I'm going to strictly focus on just trading so I don't miss anything. So just a heads up in case you guys ask any questions, and it might seem like I'm ignoring, but I'm not really ignoring. I'm just holding it until a later time when we have some downtime in the market. I got to get used to this setup. I'm executing my trades for MC4 on my laptop, and then I'm executing my TradeObey on my computer, but I'll get used to it. It's just going to take some time until I'm fully in the swing. So, all right, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna start marking up liquidity. So I'll start here on the weekly time frame. We got liquidity right there, mark that blue, there, right there, right there, right there, right there. I'm not gonna go too far out because obviously you guys know how pointless that is, especially price is so far away. Go down to the 8-hour. Go down to the 4-hour. Go down to the 2-hour. One hour. Down to the 30-minute. $15-minute. $10-minute. And it looks like we are good to go. All right, so going back down to the 1 minute over here. As you guys can see, there is liquidity sitting above and below their high level liquidity. So if you guys want to take your shot at that, I'm not going to take liquidity, but closest level is up here. It's about 200 pips away, so it's not too far. That's going to be upper level liquidity right there. I mean, it depends on how far you guys want to go with it. If you guys want to go for the full move, it's up to your preference. And then we have a lower level down here, which is a bit of a distance. So level up here is going to be about 200 pips. Level down below is going to be about 800 pips. So it's pretty far off down below. So yeah, there goes the full, there goes liquidity above and liquidity below. The full move is 300, guys. So just remember that it's 300 pips, Siobhan, for the full move. If you're going for that full, basically, this is just the first move on open. So like for liquidity, if you're taking liquidity on open, the full move for liquidity is going to be 300 pips if you want to go for that. If you want to go for the partial move, it's going to be 100. Typically, people go for 100 because they don't trust the move. For this right here, it's a higher level of liquidity. So some people will probably go for the full move, which is 300. I mean, it's just up to preference. I'm not taking this trade. It's up to you guys if you guys want to take it or not. I'm going to be looking for the breakout version too when it comes out. So that's the main thing I'm looking for. I can't be applying like 4 different strategies at once because I'll have to be on 4 different charts. So for me, I'm going to be focusing on the breakout V2. For that, it's going to be 25, 25. For liquidity on open, it's going to be 300. And that's pretty much it. The other one that we have is the counter scalp, momentum counter scalp, which is going to be 125 or 1025. I got to figure out a way, guys. I'm probably just going to start calling it by points instead of pips, because pips are just, it's going to confuse people if I say 100 versus 10. So since we are trading futures and we're mainly focused on futures now, I'll probably start just referring to them as points versus pips, just so that we have, you know, one thing to follow versus multiple different ways of calling it. So market's going to open in about 2 minutes, guys. Let me check the news real quick to see if there's anything here that happened pre-market. There's no news pre-market. There's actually no news today. There's news at 8 o'clock, which is consumer inflation expectations. Then at 8:30, we have 3-month bill auction, 8:30, 6-month bill auction, 10 o'clock, PPI. But we're not going to be trading around that time, so it's not really too relevant for us. So it does not look like we have any news events over here. And the sky looks crazy right now. I don't know if anybody is in California. If you guys look up at the sky, it's like pink. It's like cotton candy skies, but in the morning. All right, guys, market is going to open in about 30 seconds. There's no news for today. All right, guys, so what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for 2 green candles on open. So I'm going to mark up opening price. And then from there, I'm going to look for 2 green candles to look for a possible buy here. Looks like liquidity already got hit pre-market. If you guys are in it, it's already running in profit. All right, so market is now open, guys. So there's opening price. I'm gonna go over here to the clean chart, mark up opening price as well. Got that marked up right there. So I'm basically looking for 2 green candles right here in order for me to look for any possible entry for this breakout V2. Volatility is pretty low right now. It's currently at 10. If I do look to take this here, it's going to be a 25-25 move. So this is the first candle on open. If this closes green, I'm going to look for another green candle. If we get that green candle, then I'll look for entry for the breakout V2. So if you guys took the liquidity, already hit right there for 300 pips. As I mentioned, the full move is 300 pips. So if you took it, it already hit and it's pretty much done with, it looks like. So I'm just looking for this candle here to close green. If it closes green, then I'll be looking to take this here for a buy. Got about 20 seconds left on here. I gotta watch and make sure it closes green though.
All rejected.
Wow. Everybody didn't take it. All right, trader bait didn't take it, but I'm in it on my MC4. Looks like it's pushing up. What's that order rejected for? All right, I'm moving my stop loss and profit over here. I gotta get out of that. Breakout V2 full TP right there, guys. Straight profit for 250 pips. I had to manually close out. It didn't close me out because of the stupid spread, but it is what it is. Full TP right there, guys, to kick off the trading week. I locked in some pretty good profit off that. So that was solid right there. So let's see. Yeah, straight to TP right there, guys. No drawdown. Literally straight to TP. So you guys can see this is why I'm focusing on this strategy versus any other strategy, because this here just went straight up the park. Full TP right there. No drawdown. Straight to full TP. I got to figure out what's up with my freaking trade over here. You guys heard it said trade rejected, right? I tried to enter on both of my accounts, but for whatever reason, it didn't enter on my Tradeovate, which is super annoying. I'm starting to be more annoyed with Tradeovate. I'm pretty sure it's my problem though. It's not okay. I see what happened here. I was on like a single account, which it is what it is. That was my bad. So it's not Tradeovate's fault. It's just I'm trying to figure out the platform. The platform is kind of annoying because their copier isn't the same where I can just enter the trade on one account. They use this other copier, and it always like throws me off because I don't know which account I'm on. But it's all good. I still locked in a pretty good amount of profit over here on my, I locked in some pretty good profit. I'll show you guys my profit shortly. But yeah, the profits that I locked in off that trade are pretty solid. So here's a trade right here. This is a breakout V2. Full TP. So, I mean, it doesn't matter which trade you took. Siobhan, if you took the trade earlier for the liquidity, because Siobhan was asking about the liquidity push earlier, and it doesn't matter what you took. If you took this trade here, full TP. If you took the trade that I took, full TP. It doesn't matter one or the other, right? So everybody should be in profit now. It doesn't matter what trade you took. If you took the liquidity push, you should be massively in profit because this is a bigger move. And then if you took the V2, this is a bigger move as well. So you should be up in profit, you know, at least 250, if not 500 pips. That's a lot of profit. If you think about it, 500 pips within like 2 minutes. Market's only been open for about 4 minutes. This trade happened pre-market, and this trade happened like literally on the first candle or the first opportunity. So let's see. Daniel said, "I'm done for the day. Took the liquidity for 30 and breakout with you." Thanks, Sean. Yeah, definitely. So Daniel over here hit the whole grand slam on that one. He got his liquidity push for 300 pips. So that's a 300 pip profit there. And then he took the breakout over here for 250. So Daniel over here locked in 550 pips. That's a lot of profit, guys. You think about it, Daniel over here is, I mean, if you're using a 100K account, right, that's 550 pips times $10 a pip. He locked in basically 5,500. And that's like a conservative. If he's using a 200K account, he would have locked in 11,000 off just those two trades. So nice work, Daniel. Yeah, I would just call it if I were you. I'll be looking for other entries, but yeah, if I don't see anything, I'm not going to force anything, of course. As you guys know, I'll be around. I'm going to stay on here and look for entries. But if the entry doesn't look too great, because the reason I'm thinking that is because the volatility is so low, right? It's currently at 14 right now. It should be a lot higher for open. If the volatility doesn't pick up, I'm not going to force any momentum pullback scalps. I'll look for entries, and if they come up, I'll mark them up. But I'm not going to be necessarily, you know, forcing any trades here because this trade came out so nice that there's no need to force anything here. So I will post that right there. I will take a screenshot of my profits and then I guess the individual profits as well. Go to the Discord real quick. All right, so we got that right there. So guys, if you guys ever want to see my profits, just go down here to the profits channel and then look at the official profits tab. You guys can see down here, I post all my profits. We got some team profits over here. We got Vince. Vince locked in 505 off that trade. Nice work, Vince. We got Kenny over here as well. Total profit of 940 for the day. Nice work, Kenny. Yeah, so if you guys have profits, you know, feel free to send them in over here. You can send them in on Telegram as well. I'll just copy them over. But eventually, you know, once you migrate over to Discord, this is going to be the area to post your profits. I know Kenny was looking for the place last week and he posted it in like 4 different locations, but now he knows. So yeah, it was funny. Kenny messaged me last week if you guys saw Kenny's profits, and he said he posted it in like 4 different groups because he couldn't believe how much profit he made off the breakout. So he was super excited and he just posted it everywhere. But yeah, solid profits, guys. Some more profits over here from the rest of you guys. So yeah, Kenny here locked in 940. We've got Oscar over here. Oscar locked in a total profit of 641. Nice work, Oscar. Solid profits right there. We have Andreas over here, took a breakout with me as well. Total profit of 2,510. Nice work, Andreas. We got Jonathan over here. He said solid, took the trade on his phone while he was at work. So Jonathan took the breakout while he was at work on his phone. Total profit of 723. So nice work right there, Jonathan. You basically made like your whole day salary off that one trade. Yeah, no, it's solid. All right, so we're going to be looking for another entry here, guys. I'll try to look for the counter scalp, the momentum counter scalp, but I'm probably not going to take it because, as I mentioned, the volatility here is very low. It's currently at 15 right now, so it's picking up a little bit, but it's still not super great. So that's the first entry right there. If we get a sell signal here, the next entry will be the momentum counter scalp, because you'll get a sell signal, then you'll look for 2 green candles and you'll look for the continuation back to the upside. If anybody's looking to take that there, but yeah, I'll be following it here, and then we'll just take it as is, because the we'll probably see where this goes. Yeah, Williamson momentum counter scalp is his favorite. Karen said the IG sentiment's down. Let me check. It's working for me, Karen. Make sure you're looking on the proper website. You might be on the wrong website. I just refresh it right now. It's currently 60% short. Just make sure you're not on the IG. Make sure you're on the daily FX one. So, and I'll post that in the chat right here, Karen, because the IG one's always, it's been down for like, it's typically down a lot. Maddie said the counter scalp hit. I don't think the counter scalp came up yet, Maddie. You have to look for the first momentum after open. So market open right here at 6:30. There was no momentum yet. So we do have the momentum right here. We're looking for 2 green candles. So if you get 2 green candles right here, or it doesn't have to be right here, any 2 green candles that follow this is going to be the momentum counter scalp. So for the momentum counter scalp, if you guys are curious about the criteria for that strategy as well, just go on the Discord. So you go to the Discord, go to trading journal right here, go to the momentum counter scalp, and it has all the requirements right here. So the first requirement is identify momentum signal after New York Stock Exchange open. So you have to find the momentum that happens after opening candle. Randy said, oh damn, that wasn't a valid entry. I took it. Oscar took it too. It's all good, guys. You're still learning that strategy. That strategy is still in testing, and a lot of you guys don't have the criteria for it. So yeah, that wasn't really an entry there, but if you guys took it, it still hit. So solid work there. Yeah, Oscar took it for full TP. He got lucky, and Randy took it as well. He also got full TP. Yeah, but that's not the strategy, guys. I mean, it works, but it's not the strategy. So just keep that in mind. When I first created the strategy, that was actually the original setup. So when I first created the momentum counter scalp, I looked for, basically I used the previous momentum, but from testing, I looked at it, and this here was, it was a lot riskier. So that's why I didn't continue to use it. And I made adjustments to only look for, momentum after open. So it works, and that's the original way of applying it. But from my testing, it makes it a lot more riskier, and I needed to make improvements on it so that we don't get caught. Another improvement that I might make moving forward, not right now, but moving forward, if I need to, will be that we look for trades only in the direction of trend, because that's like one thing that Kip mentioned to me, that like this strategy kind of goes against what we typically trade, because we traded with the trend, and this allows you to trade against the trend. Right now, the entry would be for the trend because we look for a buy here. But if you're looking for a sell, you're looking for a sell opposite of the trend, it's kind of risky. So, we'll make a bit updates to it. But again, if you guys want to see the updates, they're going to be on the Discord. So if this candle here closes green, which it did not, there would be an entry, but it didn't close green. So there's obviously no entry there. There's nothing right now. You're basically just looking for 2 green candles to take that momentum counter scalp. What I'll do meanwhile is I'm going to go and take a screenshot of my profits for the day. And then we will continue looking for a momentum counter scalp, and then also momentum pullback scalp. And so yeah, basically looking for 2 green candles right here, guys. If you get 2 green candles, it's going to be a momentum counter scalp. I'm just documenting these trades. I'll let you know if I'm going to take it. The volatility is very low though. So you can see over here, volatility is currently 13. Not really a trade that I necessarily want to take, because the volatility, it's just too slow right now. The last thing I want to do is take a trade and then be caught in it for X amount of time without it playing through. So We have a possibility right here. If this candle closes green, it's going to be a momentum counter scalp entry. If you guys want to take it, go ahead and take it, but take it at your own risk. So just keep that in mind, guys. I'm considering it very risky, but it's up to you guys, right? This is your account, guys. So you guys don't have to listen to me. If I tell you it's risky and you think it's not, then take the trade. But you guys know how I trade. I'm very conservative. I don't like taking risky trades, so I'm different compared to, you. And there's no problem with that. If you guys want to be risky, it's fine. You just got to understand the risk that comes with it. If you make a mistake, you got to own up to it. All right, so we got a green candle right here. If this closes, it's going to be a momentum counter scalp, which looks like it did. The volatility is just very low, but it's currently running right now. I'm not in the position. I'm following it for you guys. But again, I am not in the position. Yeah, so this is kind of like why I was avoiding it, because like I mentioned, the volatility is too low. If the volatility was higher, I'd have been okay with taking it, but I don't like taking when the volatility is so low like that. It was currently at 13 when the entry came up. Picked up a little bit, but it's still kind of low. I mean, it's still running. Okay, take a screenshot of this. And then I'll also take a screenshot of my individual accounts. All right, so let me go over here real quick. I'm not in this position, guys. Again, like I mentioned, if you guys took it, you took it at your own risk. I gave you guys a heads up why I didn't take it. The trade's still hitting, William. I'm not sure what you mean. It's still running right now, William. Or actually, no, sorry, guys. No, it's still running. It didn't hit stop loss. Well, I'm not in a position, so it's not really my concern right now. Anyways, looking over here, guys, we'll come back and we'll take a look at it, but I just want to show you guys what I locked in. So here's Narith right here. He locked in a total profit of 1,166 for the day. Nice work, Narith. All wins. We got some more profits over here from David. David locked in a total profit of 164 for the day. Nice work right there, David. And then we've got Patricia over here. So Patricia locked in a total profit of 1,492 on her first account, total profit of 1,492 on her second account, and a total profit of 1,447 on her third account right here. All wins. Nice work right there, Patricia. And then here is her futures account, total profit of 1,240 on the first one, 1,115 on the second one, 1,140 on the fourth one, for a total profit of 3,495. Right over here, Patricia. Nice work. So solid work right there, guys. Yeah, Maddie mentioned send profits on Discord. Yeah, if you guys can send in Discord, that's great. But if not, it's fine. I'll still copy it over. Eventually, we're going to make a transition. So it's not a huge deal right now, but eventually we're going to be making that transition soon. So here's my profits. You guys can see my first account over here. I'll have to have my other accounts open. So this is my first account, my funded engineer 200K, locked in 2,150. Here is my FTMO number one account, total profit of 2,160. My FTMO number three account, or my accounts are kind of like mixed right now because I have my 200K and then my 100Ks. But here's my 100K locked in 2,160. This is my 200K FTMO account, total profit of 4,220. I think this is my TFF account or my funded engineer account. I have to double check that. But this one locked in 2,160. Here is my other funded engineer account, total profit of 970. This is my personal account, total profit of 675. Here is my TFF account, total profit of 2,065. My second TFF account, total profit of 2,065. And these are my profits for the week so far. Obviously, this is my first trade for the week. I only took one trade, and then for the month over here. So for the day, for the week, and for the month, I typically don't show my month because I'm not here to show you guys that like I don't want to show you guys too big of a profit, because I've had people in the past who complain about this. They say that this is like a detriment to the group, because when they see big profits like this, it makes people FOMO. And that's not my fault, guys. I'm not making you guys FOMO, right? If you guys FOMO into a trade, or if you take a trade that I tell you not to take, that's your fault, right? I'm telling you literally not to take a trade. Like this trade over here, I explained why I wasn't taking it and why I thought it was going to be bad. But some people decided to take it. I even told you, if you want to take it at your own risk. But if I'm telling you I'm not taking it, there's a reason why I'm not taking it. There's a reason why you probably shouldn't take it as well. So guys, I'm going to show you guys entries here. I'm basically telling you guys exactly why and why not to take a certain trade, but it's up to you guys whether you want to take that knowledge or not, right? I can give you 100 reasons not to take a trade, and you're still going to take it. So, I'm going to try to show you guys the monthly profits. I tend to not do this because I'm not here to show, this is not to show off. This is just to show you guys that this is consistency, right? If you follow the trades that we take every week, you don't have to take every single trade. You take 1 or 2 solid trades and pretty much good, right? This shows you that I'm consistent, because it shows you all the profits for the month. We're like 2 weeks into September, right? I only took a couple of trades last week. I even took a loss last week. This isn't including a loss from last week. So this isn't to show off to you guys how much profit I'm making. This is to show you guys that it's possible. And if you guys just stay consistent, if you guys literally take every trade I take on the live and I tell you it's a good trade and I'm going to take it, you guys should have no problem stacking the profits, because I'm very consistent and I'm very conservative with the trades that I decide to take. So there's no other entries right now at the moment. We would be looking for a momentum pullback scalp at this moment. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to mark up the levels. And again, I'm going to tell you guys, if it's risky, I'm going to give you a reason. And if you still decide to take the trade, that's going to be up to you. You can't blindly take trades without understanding why to take it and why not to take it. Because I feel like that's the problem with a lot of people who trade. They want to have that basically holy grail type strategy, which it's impossible. You're never going to find a holy grail type strategy. You have to make adjustments to the market conditions. Market conditions right now are kind of slow, so it's not one that we're necessarily taking. Right now the volatility is too low. It's picking up right now, but it's still low. If you look down at the ATR, this entry that came up over here, you can see the ATR was currently at so this entry came up right here, the 2 green candles. ATR was at 14, right down below. If you guys don't know where I'm looking at down here. I typically need it to be above 15 and consistently above that point. So when this entry came up, ATR was at 14. That's the main reason why I didn't take it, because the volatility is too slow. And when the volatility is slow like that, price can easily shift because there's an imbalance in power. So, right, when the volatility is low, if you look over here, volatility was at 6, right? Volatility went sideways and then it shot to the upside, or then opposite, it shoots to the opposite side. That's why it's important that you guys understand when to trade and when not to trade. So we're looking for a momentum pullback scalp here. We currently have a bullish, the trend's still somewhat bullish right now. You can see the trend meter down below is green. The pivots over here are still not shifted. If this red pivot shifts above all the other pivots, then we're going to start looking for a sell. But the pivots here have not shifted yet. The red pivot's still below all the other pivots. So we're still going to be looking for price to correct back to the upside. So this is basically the only strategy that I would probably be looking at, as long as the volatility stays up. If the volatility stays at 15, it's not a good time to trade, right? It's decent, but it's not a good time to trade. You typically want it to be above 15. So you want it to be above 16, 17, maybe up to 20, because that's going to allow you to hit your TP right away and get out of the position. You guys got to remember, we're scalping, we're not day trading. So you want to be in and out of these positions within 5 minutes. Anything above 5 minutes it turns into a day trade at that point, and the strategy changes because it's no longer a scalp at that point. Question from Miguel. Miguel's asking, hi, Sean, are you taking the liquidity trades? I'm not taking all of them, Miguel. So if I'm taking them, I'll let you know, but for the most part, I'm usually not taking them. I only take them if they're high quality. This one right here is high quality, but it happened pre-market. So this one over here came up at 6:29, like basically a minute before market open. And that's the main reason why I wasn't able to catch it. But it would have been hard for me to catch it as well because I'm looking at the breakout. So when you're taking these entries here, you have to like already know when the market opens. When the market opens, you have to understand, okay, am I taking liquidity? Am I taking the breakout, or am I taking both? Daniel took both today because he was looking at both of them. But it's hard. You have to like really be focused on this. I can't look at it because I'm on the live session. Then I have like multiple charts here. If you guys have multiple screens, it's easy. You have one screen where it's just the breakout, and you have another screen where it's just the liquidity. But right here on this live session, I can't do that because if I split these into two screens, it doesn't look as good, right? It's kind of hard to see, especially if you guys are following on the streams here. So yeah, Miguel, I'm not necessarily looking for the liquidity. It's not my priority. My priority is going to be the breakout V2, and then liquidity will be on top of that. So like, say, for example, we have a breakout that's running and then it's going towards a liquidity. So say, for example, we have a breakout that's going to the downside, right? And then we have liquidity sitting down here. Then I could take the breakout and then I could take the liquidity right after. So it's not the main strategy. The main strategies that we're applying are the momentum pullback scalp. That's the main strategy that we're only applying. And then on top of that, the breakout V2. I'm pulling data on breakout V2 right now, but from what I've noticed, it's a good strategy and it's a one-to-one strategy. So I think it's going to be feasible long-term because it'll balance out as long as we take it every single day. So I'll probably be looking at this as like one of the main strategies. I'll probably add this to one of the official ones because I'm going to be taking it every day. The good thing about this strategy here, the breakout V2, is that there's an entry every single day. So the stats are going to line up with each other. So guys, if you guys want to see the stats for this strategy here, the breakout V2 that we took earlier, just go to the Discord, go down to the trading journal, go down to breakout V2 right here, click on this document, and then it'll pull up all of the entries right here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add today's entry. So today is September 11, 23. The entry came up at 6:32 or 6:33. It was a buy entry. It was a win. Full profit right there. I'm going to go ahead and update the screenshot. So all this data is available to you guys. And you guys can see over here that, let's see. I'll make some updates. So as you guys can see, the only thing that I have to update will be the win-loss ratio because we keep moving this lower. So the wins right here. This is E26, H26. Okay, so yeah, it has a 71.43% win rate from August 14th up until September 11th. So basically almost a month right now. Total profit of 2,250 pips so far. So I'll keep documenting it. But yeah, I mean, all the data is going to be there, guys. So if you guys want to go and look at that, just go to the Discord channel, go to the trading journal. Breakout V2 is one of the strategies that we're testing. I think I just might push this into one of the official strategies because this one works better than, well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily work better, but it does work a bit smoother. If you guys want to see the data for the momentum counter scalp, it's also on here. So if you pull that up right there, this is a momentum counter scalp. I'll have to go and make some adjustments here as well. So 9/11/23, the entry for that came up. I think this was a loss, right? So I'm still going to document it, even though it lost. I'll document it right here. There's obvious reasons for it. I'll put in the notes. So this came up at 6:44. It's the thing that I hate about this, though. So let me just clean this up a little bit. It's just because these lines get in the way. All right, so I'm gonna go and update that real quick too. I think it's easier that I do this and I update it while we're on here so I don't forget about it. This was a buy. This was a loss. Negative 300, okay, 250. But you guys can see the win-loss ratio is still very high. So the win-loss ratio is still pretty high. I'll put this here. Volatility with low time entry. 14 ATR. This is gonna be red. Horse. This is gonna be so E31, H31. All right, that's cool. 83.33 win ratio. So pretty solid. All right, there's no entries right now, guys. We're looking for this to shift. So looking at this right now, you can see the red pivot is starting to shift to the upside. Once this red pivot gets above all the other pivots, you can possibly start looking for a sell for the momentum pullback scalp. The ATR right now is currently 15. It's decent, but again, it's not great. You typically want it to be consistently above 15. The problem with it being at 15 is that it can shift. You can see right now it's at 14. It's not a good time to trade. Volatility is too low. You need the volatility to stay consistent. So Andrew's asking, are you documenting how strong the candles are for the counter momentum scalp? No, I'm not, because that's not part of the requirements, Andrew. So if it's part of the requirements, I'll put that in the notes, but for the most part, it's not part of the requirements at all. You're just looking for two of the similar candles back to back. So yeah, the strength of the candles don't really matter. The problem with looking at the strength of candles on the 1 minute is that it's always going to be messy, right? Like sometimes you're going to see candles that are really strong, some that are going to be really weak, but they're still going to push up. So I don't really look at the candle size or any of that stuff, because that just makes it too subjective, right? Because if I say, like, say for example, like this candle right here, you might say it's strong and somebody else might think it's weak. So I'm trying to keep it as objective as possible and not have to look at candle strength, because everybody looks at those differently. Like I want to have criteria that's like pretty much set. So there's no way to confuse it, right? That was a problem with the initial breakout. So like for the initial breakout strategy, a lot of people liked it, but a lot of people weren't able to identify it properly because we were looking for a strong candle in the direction of momentum. And that would throw people off because you're like, okay, what's a strong candle? What's a weak candle? And everybody would have different trades. So trying to keep it as efficient and as simple as possible so that everybody here is on the same page. Let me see if there's anything else here for me to look at. So, hey John, how's it going? Morning. All right, so looking at this right now, I think this is it for the moment. So we're just waiting for this to shift. If you can see this red pivot over here, if this red pivot crosses over, it's still not crossed over yet. It's getting close to it, but not yet. Siobhan's asking about liquidity. Liquidity hasn't gotten hit yet. It's down below right here, Siobhan. If you're looking for the liquidity down below, this is now 100 pips, right? The one over here was 300 because this is the one on open. This one down here is 100 because this one's the liquidity that happens after. So it's on its way to liquidity. And this is going to be a good confluence for the momentum pullback scalp over here. So if this continues to drop lower and we get a momentum pullback scalp, it's probably going to continue dropping because it's going to reach the level of liquidity. So that's how you can use multiple strategies as a confluence. So you're kind of like basically killing two birds with one stone, because you're able to confirm this trade here, and then it also goes in your direction. So that's why I try to make sure that you guys understand these strategies, because understanding multiple strategies will help you guys understand when to take a trade and when not to take a trade, right? So for example, here, this trade here, if this comes up as a momentum pullback scalp, it's probably going to work out because it needs to come down to liquidity down below here. So, well, so there's a possible entry here for a momentum pullback scalp. The only problem is the volatility is too low. Volatility is currently at 14 right now, guys. So this is not going to be an entry that I'm going to be looking to take myself personally. Again, same reasoning for the momentum counter scalp up here, right? Volatility is too low. The volatility is really important when you're trading something that has a negative risk to reward, because if your negative risk to reward is so small, like you're only going for 100 pips, you want to make sure that there's enough volatility for you to spike to that point, right? You don't want to be holding on to a position for like a couple minutes and then price ends up going opposite, because that's typically what happens when the volatility is too low. Another thing that Maddie mentioned is that it's overextended. So for one, ATR is low, and for two, price is overextended. So what I'll do here is if price does retrace up, I'll mark up an entry for the momentum pullback scalp, but I'm not looking to take it. So I just gave you guys my reasoning right there, right? If you guys ever want to replay the analysis and understand why I'm not taking the trade here, it's because the volatility is too low, and then also price is overextended. So if you want to figure out how to identify if price is overextended, I take the measuring tool. Where's the other tool at? Price range tool. I'll measure from the high right here and go down. Price is way overextended at this point. CC gets slightly overextended. It's down to 1,220 pips or 122 points. So it's very overextended at this point, guys. I'll be careful taking the liquidity push down below. You guys can take it if you want, but again, I'm going to give you guys a heads up that this might be a little risky because price is overextended. When price is overextended like this, it's due for a bounce, and it's going to be a double bottom right here. But I think because of it being a double bottom, I think price will blast through at least 100 pips. So if you guys are looking to take this right here, I have it marked up. I'm not going to take the trade. I don't take risky trades like this. There's just so many red flags here indicating like why I shouldn't take it. But there's also a big red flag indicating why this will probably play through, because I think a lot of people are expecting this to be a double bottom. So I think the market maker is going to do the opposite. If you're a retail trader and the market makers are like, oh, everyone thinks this is a double bottom, I think it's going to blast right through. It's probably going to shoot right through to hit your TP, and then it's going to come back up. So what might happen here is price might just blast right through, then come back up, then blast right through again. That pattern right there, right? So if you want to wait for the second retest, you can do that. But it's just really up to your preference. We've seen this pattern play out a lot. If you see an entry, like you've seen an entry point that it's like so obvious, like this is a double bottom, obviously you guys can see that, right? It's setting up for a double bottom. If all the retail traders are looking for a double bottom, you think the market maker is going to let the price bounce? Probably not. They're probably going to fake out a little bit and then come down and blast right through. Or what might happen here is price might even come up and fake out right here and climb, then come down and fake out, and then come down like that, right? You just got to think of things from the market maker's perspective. Don't think of things as a retail trader. I know we're all retail traders here, but think of things, think outside the box. Don't think about like what the other trader is doing. Think about what the market maker is going to do to outsmart that trader. So right here, I already know that people are getting FOMO, right? Like people see the double bottom setting up and they're like, man, I should have entered right there. I should have entered a little bit higher. So people are getting FOMO at this point. And at this point, I think price will probably come back up. When people start to chase this push to the upside, they'll come crashing right back down and stop them out. So you guys just got to be smart about it, right? I always relate this to playing something like chess. It's like playing some type of strategy game. All trading is about strategy, really. It's about understanding when to chase and when not to chase. Most of the time, it's better not to chase because you'll get caught in a mess. But you just got to be smart about it, guys. Like, don't fall for these traps. If you've been trading for as long as I have, and you've been burnt a bunch of times taking these dumb trades, you'll understand like, okay, it's better to just wait and see what happens with the market than to just hop in and kind of trade emotionally, right? Because a lot of people trade off emotions, and that's usually going to be the downfall for the majority of people. You got to keep your emotions out of the trade. Yeah, no, exactly, CC. I agree with you 100%. Let's go back over here real quick. So this actually didn't fill yet, but this technically would have been the entry right here, guys. So as price pushes up right here, the entry would be right here for the momentum pullback scalp. If you guys are looking to take it, it still hasn't played through yet. Actually, it didn't even fill. So at this point, it's probably going to, yeah, so you'd have to cancel it at that point. Or I mean, depends. Again, I'm not in this position, guys. The same reason that I mentioned before apply now. It's the volatility is too low and price was overextended. But technically, the entry would have happened right here because the retracement would have happened on this candle, and it looks like it's about to hit TP. So retracement happened right here. Entry would be at the next level. This is the next level, and price is currently running right now in profit. I'm not in this position, but if you guys are in the position, I'm following it for you guys. Not even sure if it already hit. It might have hit TP already as it spiked down earlier. However, if this closes with a green candle, with a green momentum signal, so if that green momentum signal closes, you'd have to pull out for either a small profit or at break even. Because this here is going to be an indication that price might go opposite. It looks like it's about to hit TP. So again, I'm not in this position. ATR is still at 14. You guys can see, there you go, full TP. So if you guys took the momentum counter scalp or momentum pullback scalp, this entry would have hit your full TP right there, it looks like. Yeah, it's just too risky of a trade. Volatility is too low. It wouldn't meet criteria because the criteria requires that you have at least a 15 ATR. Yeah, so this is the criteria right here. Identify directional momentum. We have a sell signal right here. Identify trend on pivots right here. Pivots are indicating that price is bearish. Since price is below the pivots are angling down. Step 3, you want to confirm that the trend is matching on the trend meter. Trend meter down below is red. So everything kind of lined up. The only thing that we were kind of worried about here, or we would have been worried about, would be the ATR, which would be this step right here. So I'm gonna take this off. I mean, we'll continue looking for an entry here, but there's just nothing for us to take at the moment because the volatility here is just too, the volatility is too low. It's still at 14. Let's see, Vince is asking about a V1. So let me check over here real quick. So Vince is asking, Sean, 706 wouldn't be a V1 because technical bias changed to bearish. I mean, let's take a look at the overall bias. So let's say today's overall bias. Retail sentiment. I think it's 60 right now, right? 58. So retail sentiment is currently bearish neutral, 58% short. Fundamental bias is currently it's bullish neutral. It's 60 points. Short-term technicals. All right, so for short-term technicals over here, the lower time frames are bearish. You can see prices below the pivots. 5-minute prices below the pivots, trend meter is red, and 10-minute prices below the pivot. So this is bearish here on the short time frames. Higher time frames over here, it's bullish because price is above the pivots and the trend meter is green. So it's pretty mixed right now, Vince. So this is going to be bearish. Long-term technicals is going to be bullish. Yeah, so yeah, just looking at this here, it's pretty mixed. So there's not really much of an overall bias. You can't really take a V1 right now, Vince, unfortunately. So you said 706. Yeah, this would be a double body. But yeah, because of the mix right here, I mean, you could maybe take it if you really wanted to. Or actually, let me check over here real quick. Sentiment is, sorry. Actually, sorry, it was short. So this is bullish neutral. So, I mean, technically there is a bullish bias. It's just not very strong. So technically you could have taken that trade right there if you really wanted to, Vince. Retail sentiment's bullish neutral. Fundamentals are bullish neutral. Short-term technicals are bearish and the long-term technicals are bullish. So you had 3 bullish confirmations here and 1 bearish. So, I mean, they're not very strong, but if you like, say, for example, you really wanted to take this trade and you felt really confident about it, the bias here is still bullish. So you could have taken that for a buy right there. If you're asking me personally, if I would take it, no, because I typically only want to take this if this is like for sure. But you can see right there that it did play through. So, you know, if you're asking me if I would take it, you guys know that I'm very conservative. So if something doesn't line up for me, I'm not going to take the trade. I want to make sure that that trade's going to hit 100%. But if you're just looking for a trade that you think is going to hit and you feel very confident about it, and that you're looking for the criteria is still technically there. It's just not very strong. So yeah, Vince, you could have taken it if you wanted to, but for me personally, I wouldn't have taken it because I don't necessarily look for volatility when it's that low. Also, the volatility is just pretty much flat, just like what Andrew said right now. He said these candles suck. Yeah, they're pretty much super flat right here. So the ATR is probably just going to get lower and lower. That's another reason why I like taking the breakout in the morning, because typically we get some movement right on open, then it kind of flattens out a bit, and then it picks back up after 8 o'clock, which is kind of pointless for us because our entries happen between that period. So yeah, there's just no volatility right now, guys. I mean, if there's anything that you guys need help with, you know, let me know. Today I'll hold the mentoring session, guys. Our normally scheduled mentoring session, which is at 2 o'clock. I haven't done one this month, so I'll do one today. If you guys can join, you know, feel free. If you guys can't and you guys want me to reschedule for a different date, just let me know, right? I'll work around your schedule, guys. If you guys, I mean, my schedule is pretty busy too, because I'm still getting this Discord up and running. But if you guys need this on a different date and you really want to sit in on the mentoring session, just let me know. But today we'll have, this is our regular scheduled mentoring session at 2 p.m. Pacific time. So yeah, if there's anything that you guys want me to cover, I'll cover a lot of stuff during today's mentoring session. So make sure that you guys can join if you guys can. If not, it'll be recorded. So I'll be going over the Discord in detail. I'll be going over, you know, the strategies that we're applying, basically the breakout V2. I'll look at the counter scalp and I'll also look at the momentum scalp, momentum pullback. And then we can also review liquidity if that's something that you guys want to see. So, you know, I'm here to help you guys out, but yeah, I mean, you guys saw my profit over here. I'm doing so good with trading where I don't really want to mentor anymore. I mean, I've been doing good with trading. It's just at this point, I'm like I value my peace of mind versus mentoring new traders, right? I'm down to mentor you guys. If you guys want to be mentored, I can teach you guys as long as you guys follow directions. But you guys can, I'm sure you guys can understand that, like how mentoring can take a toll on my mental, especially if like the person doesn't want to learn. So, I mean, if you just add up my profits for the day so far. So my profits for the day so far, 2150 plus 2160 plus 2160 plus 2160 plus 4220 plus 970 plus 675 plus 2065 plus 2065. Okay, so this is my profits for the day, locked in 18,625. My profits for the week, 21, or it's the same thing. We just started. So that's my profits for the day and the week. And then my profits for the month so far, 5670 plus 5860 plus 5860 plus 6210 plus 6959 plus 2585 plus 1653 plus 6053 plus 5896. So I'm killing it this month. I didn't realize I made this much profit, but yeah, for today I made 18,625 for the month so far across all my accounts. I'm up 46,746. I didn't realize I had this much profit because I never look at my profits, guys. You know, the one thing that I realized from trading is that when you don't look at your profits, the profits come. Like, don't bother looking at your profits. Just let your profits build up. And then you can see over here that I added up my profits for the month so far. And it's pretty heavy right now. It's only September 11th. So those profits added up pretty quickly over the past 2 weeks. Again, guys, just a disclaimer, I'm not funded on a lot of these accounts. I'm only funded on my FTMO. So I'm funded on like this, and this. So basically 1, 2, 3, 4, these, I'm funded on these right here. This is a funded engineer. This is my personal account right here. I'm up 2,500 for the week so far, or the month. And then this over here is going to be TFF. So I just want to be completely transparent with you guys. Ever since the MFF Oh, is today the 11th? Let me see what's going on with MFF, man. My Forex funds. Yeah, today's the day where they're supposed to have their hearing. So I mean, we'll see what happens with MFF today. But ever since MFF kind of, hit the fan, I had to start other funding companies. So I'm only funded on 4 accounts right here. I'm probably going to be funded on the other ones pretty soon. It's just a matter of time until they're done. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty solid. Pretty solid overall. Shiv is asking, is that due to the breakout strategy as it's a 1-to-1? Well, 2 entries came up from the breakout. I mean, it's more profits. Yeah, more profits from the breakout, but I've been taking other entries too, Shiv. So I think one of the breakouts was loss. So, I mean, these profits aren't necessarily from the breakout because let me look at the results real quick. Actually, so I missed one breakout on Friday. If you guys remember on Friday, Vince was asking me a question. Well, a couple people asking me a question. I missed the trade on Friday. So I only took 2 breakouts. I think this one and this one. And then I think one of the counter scalps lost. So on the 6th, I took this one and I lost. And the breakouts pretty much overhauled it because it goes, I have more profit on this specific strategy. That's why it's been my main focus. So, and some of them got pulled out early too. Like for today, I had to pull out a little early because it hit my TP, but the MC4 didn't pull me out. Yeah, that's exactly right. No, it's cool. It's all good, bro. It happens. But now that we have kind of a routine in place, I think we'll be better off. Let's see. Shiv says, so in regards to the breakout, do you take? No, we take the full move, Shiv, and then if I have to pull out, like for example, today I had to pull out, even though it went straight past it. So the breakout happened right here, but I still pulled out early because it hit my TP, but it didn't pull out on the MT4. So I don't necessarily pull out sooner. I just pull out if it hits TP. So it's if you look at the strategy here or the breakdown, it's always going to be a win or a loss. You're never going to have partials. So for the breakout, it's going to be a full win or it's going to be a full loss. That's how the strategy is being tested. There's no partial profits or partial losses here. It's just you got to let the trade run because it's a 1-to-1 strategy. If you pull out early, it's not gonna balance out over time. Yeah, that's why the breakout's pretty cool because it's a strategy that you kind of take and it has the same risk as the other trades. But it's like one of those trades that you kind of just take it and you let it run through. If it plays out, then it plays out. If it doesn't, then you just eat the loss and move on to the next one. Yeah, exactly. Shiv said it's basically a win-loss. Yeah, that's what it is. And that's why I like it because it's a 1-to-1. So like if you look at the win rate over here, the win rate's not very high. It's 71.43%. But if you have more wins than losses, which we typically do, you're going to end up with profit either way at the end of the month or the end of the year, whatever it may be. We might have to make some adjustments as the market moves along because the volatility picks up obviously once we get into the fall. We're barely at the 2nd or 3rd week of September, so we have a lot of time until the volatility picks up. But if that's the case, I'm just going to make adjustments. So I'll go from either 25-25 to 30-30. If not 30-30, we'll go to 35-35. We're going to make small increments. We're not going to make like huge increments from 25 to 50. We're going to go from 25 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50 versus making that big change because we've been through this quite a bit. And the reason why I brought back the V2 is because I pulled data from like January. So here's the data from January. You can see all the breakouts that hit. The breakouts in January were a lot bigger though. We had breakouts for 500 pips and then breakout 2.0 for 1,500 pips. So obviously you can see the volatility was a lot higher back then. We barely took any 100 pip moves in January. They're mostly 250 and 500 pip moves, if not 1,000 or 1,500. All right, so price is starting to shift to the upside, guys. It's currently 722. The volatility is very, very low, though. If you look down below, volatility is currently at 12. It's not really a good time to trade at all right now, guys. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take individual screenshots of my profits. Or let's take a look over here. Gian over here just posted his profits, total profit of 1,111 for the day. Nice work right there, Gian. It's all good, Shannon. I saw you come back in, so you're cool. And other than that, let's see, we got some more profits over here. We have Madhu, total profit of 1,080 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Madhu. So solid profits right there. We got Gion here, total profit of 1,100 for the day. Nice work right there, Gion. Oscar over here, 641, solid profits right there. And I think that's it for right now. Yeah, what I'll do now is I'm going to take individual screenshots of my profits. The market's not really moving right now, so it's not a big deal. I don't think anything's going to happen from now until the market picks back up. So I'm just going to go through. Thankfully, a lot of these profits are the same, so I don't have to take so many screenshots. So my first account is my funded engineer. Second account is my FTMO number 1. Next account is my other FTMO. Next account is my funded engineer account. Next account is my personal account. And I'm like tempted to put more money in my personal account and just increase my lot size. On MT5. I'm not gonna get too ahead of myself though. I'll leave it as is for now. And then lastly, my TFF accounts, which gave me the same profit, so I'll just screenshot one. You know, I didn't realize that TFF has a lot size cap for US30. So once I get funded on this 200K account, I'm going to split it up into two 100K accounts. That kind of annoys me. Like, it irks me. Why do they limit it? But I mean, I guess it makes sense. All right, so here's my first account. FTMO, funded engineer, personal, TFFs. All right, guys, so looking at the volatility right here, it did not pick up at all. Volatility is still at 11, so it's pretty bad right now. The volatility sucks where it's currently at. Here's a clean chart. Let me just show you guys. I'm gonna draw some structure over here so that you guys can see a little better. Volatility is not good at all right now, so it's not a good time to trade. If you guys don't need to trade, you know, don't force anything, guys. There's no need to force anything right now. Yeah, so if you guys look at the charts right here, I mean, it's pretty flat where it's currently at. This is the clean chart. It looks like market moved a lot, which it did initially, and then now it's pretty flat. So this area right here is not a good area to be trading in. Here's some more profits over here from Shiv. So let's see, Shiv said it had a refund. Gotcha, okay. So Shiv locked in a total profit of 812 for the day. Nice work, Shiv. Solid profits right there. It looks like your profits are back up, so that's pretty nice. You're currently at 153 right now. So solid profits right there, Shiv. 812. We have Andreas over here, total profit of about 3,000 for the day. Nice work, Andreas. All wins, full TPs as well. So solid profits right there from Andreas. Here goes my accounts. So here is my first account. This is my funded engineer 200K account, locked in 2,150. Here is my FTMO number one account, total profit of 2,160. My second FTMO account, total profit of 2,160. This is my 200K FTMO account, total profit of 4,220. So it's basically just double profits. Here is my funded engineer 100K account, total profit of 970. This is my personal account, locked in total profit of 687. This is my TFF number one, 2,100, and then my second TFF 2,100 as well. One of them is 100K, the other one's a 200K. I need to, once I get funded on this, I'm going to split these up into two separate 100K accounts because they have a lot size cap, 100. Kind of sucks, but you know, it is what it is. Just got to deal with it. All right, so price looks like it might be climbing back up to opening price right here, but no guarantee of that yet. But that looks like where it's going. Nonetheless, the ATR is still very low. You can see down here, ATR is still at 11. So it's extremely low right now for market open time. It's currently 7:30 right now. So it's a lot slower than it should be, in my opinion. But I mean, we'll continue to see where this goes. Other than that, I mean, there's not really too much to look at over here. Ross is asking what broker you're using for your personal account. I'm using Hero FX, Ross. I used to use Henko, but Henko, I heard Henko is still fine, Ross. So Henko is fine. It's just not good with the copier. So if you want to use Henko, I mean, I think Henko still works fine, but I'm using Hero FX because they work well with the copier. Because it's not my main account that I'm trading it on. I'm just copying to that account. So yeah, I'm trying out Hero FX. I'm using their MT5 account. I wanted to switch things up a little bit. So that's what I'm using right now. If I find something better, I'll switch, but I think Hero FX is decent right now. They're not, I have nothing good or bad to say about them because I've only been using them for about a month now. But they're, I mean, they're all right. No, Hero FX. Here, I'll type it in. Yeah, Hero FX. You know, I see a lot of like Instagram traders who use them, so I figured I might as well give them a shot, and they seem fine. I just don't, I can't say for sure. So here's the thing, Ross. I haven't gotten a withdrawal from them yet. I've just been using them for about a month now. So I can't say for sure how the withdrawal process is. Once I get a withdrawal, I'll let you guys know. But I'm pretty sure it's just like Hugo's way. It's the same way, you know, pull out their Bitcoin and stuff. But I haven't gotten a withdrawal yet. I'll probably do it at the end of the month just to like, so I have a decent withdrawal. I also don't want to pull too much money out of the account because it's kind of just my like I don't expect the money to do it. It's just my personal account. Like I don't need the money, so I'm leaving it in there. It's going to build it, and then I'll pull out just to see how the withdrawal process is. Yeah, no problem. You know, I'm always going to look for the best solutions for you guys. Like I would never recommend something that I don't use myself. And even if I'm using it, I got to test it out myself before I can really give you guys the thumbs up to use it. Gotcha. Okay, so Ross is testing out Ox. How's Ox? And that's for a personal broker, right? I've never heard of Ox, but there's so many brokers out there, so and there's so many to choose from. So it's really just finding one that's solid. All right, so we have a sell signal right here, guys. The trend is currently bullish right now. You can see the red pivots below all the other ones. So we actually need a buy signal to push up, price to pull back, and then look for entry from there. But the ATR is still very low. It's currently at 12. Our criteria requires that it's at least above 15. Gotcha. Okay, Ross. No, it's good to know. Yeah, so Ross said that he's using Ox. They seem to be awesome. His friend has had it for a while and they have verified withdrawals. Okay, perfect. That's something I might look at. Is it just called Ox? Let me see, Ox Broker. Ox Securities. Is that what it is? I think that's what it is, right? Ross. So they seem solid. The only thing that would be a red flag for me is that they're a new company. But I mean that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be bad. Gotcha. Okay, Ox Securities. Actually, they're not even new. They've been around since 2013, but for some reason there's only some reviews on them. Gotcha. They take wires. Okay. They're located in Australia. Well, that's a good thing. So they're located not in some random country. Okay, that's good to know. So I will add that to my list to maybe take a look at. But that's good to know that they're located in Australia. I think Hero FX is like in the Bahamas or something. All right. So whenever you guys are looking for whenever you guys are looking for certain funding companies, there's a couple of things to look at, like location where they are, because if they end up scamming you at some point in the future, then you have some sort of recourse because, like, for example, MFF right now, right? MFF is located in Canada, so they're under scrutiny right now. They're getting in, like the US government and the Canadian government are working together to take down MFF. Same with like a lot of these other companies. If they're located in the US or Canada or Australia, any big country, they're going to be under scrutiny of like a lot of these other countries because they have oversight. So yeah, exactly. Shannon said ACAB is weird. Yeah. So one thing is like location, and second thing is their terms, right? So like certain terms like Sisuk and Shannon mentioned ACAP. I would probably stay away from ACAP because I've heard bad things from them, even though they're located in the US or Australia or wherever they're located, doesn't necessarily mean they're good. The red flags rise when their conditions are good and they're not located in the US, because their conditions could be good until they screw you over. But if they're located in the US and their conditions suck, then there's no reason of using them. It doesn't matter if they're located in the US or if they're located in Australia. If they suck, then you shouldn't be using them at all. All right, so there's no entries here. If there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. It's currently 7:36 right now. Just a reminder, guys, we haven't had a mentoring session like this entire month, so I'm going to be doing the mentoring session today at 2 p.m. If you guys have any specific questions, or if you guys just want to have an update of like what we're doing here, make sure that you attend that session. During that session, I'll be covering Discord, show you how everything here works and where everything is located. And then also, I will be covering the breakout V2. I'll be covering the momentum pullback scalp, and also be covering the momentum counter scalp as well. So a lot of things to cover during today's mentoring session. I think it's going to be a pretty good session, especially if you guys are looking to get back onto to Kodi Kai, because I know a lot of you guys have been gone for a while and you guys just came back. So if you guys want to get up to speed, the mentoring session today will pretty much cover, everything that you guys need me to cover for the most part. Okay, Andreas over here took one last trade, total profit of 4,020 for the day. Nice work, Andreas. So solid profits right here. Andreas pretty much killed it across the board with these trades here. It looks like he might have taken this sell here that came down. But yeah, great work right there, Andreas, with your profits. So what I'm going to do here now as we wait is I'm going to transfer over everybody's profits. So we got Andreas over here. So I'll just do this for the next couple months, guys, until everyone's transitioned to Discord. So we got Shiv over here. Gian posted his already. We got Patricia over here. David right here. So you guys can see how like the Discord here just organizes things a lot better. Because everything is in one place. And then we have channels instead of different Telegram groups. Jonathan over here. And I think that's it for these profits. I'll post up my profits over here as well. So let me go over here real quick. So this is going to be my funded engineer 100K. It's 100K. This is my FCMO 100K. Okay. Three, 200K. Okay. Oh no, this is a 200. This is the 100. Personal account. TFF number 100K. And this is my TFF number 2. All right, so I got all my profits on here. If there's any questions that you guys have regarding Discord, you guys can ask me questions on that too. I have everything lined up here. Obviously, I'll cover things more in detail during the mentoring session. But if there's anything specific that you guys have regarding, anything really, if there's any questions that you guys have at all, just let me know. We have some more profits over here from Cameron. So I get you guys mixed up. So we got Cameron over here, total profit of 2006 for the day, all wins. Nice work right there, Cameron. And I will copy this over to Discord as well. All right, so yeah, if you guys are new to the Discord, one thing that a lot of people don't realize is if you don't see all the channels, just go over here to the channel on top, click the drop down, and then click show all channels. Because sometimes, depending on what you guys answer on the welcome page, they're only going to put you in certain groups. But basically, we have everything here. If you start here, it has all the details to find everything. If you guys haven't introduced yourself, go to the introduction, just say hi to everybody, tell everybody who you are, how you guys found us, etc. If you guys want to look at the strategy, just go to the strategy explanation video over here. I haven't created a video for the breakout V2 yet because I just came up with that strategy last week, but or I just revised the old one. I'll put up the video once I'm done with it. If you guys are part of the premium, just go to premium right here. This has all the Zoom links. If you go to announcements, if you go to live trading sessions, these are all the live sessions. Live mentoring sessions, we'll have all the mentoring sessions there, and then trading results will be right here. If you go down to profits, official profits are all of my profits. So it'll have the trades that we take, the profits I made off that trade so that you guys have full transparency here. Team profits here is where everybody else posts their profits in the group. If you go down to trade journal down below, if you go down to this, it says 2023 official live trades. I haven't updated this yet, but when I do update it, it's going to have every trade we took for 2023 on the live session. If you go down to breakout V2, this is going to have all the trades of the breakout V2s. If you go down to momentum counter scalp, this will have all the trades for the momentum counter scalp. If you scroll down to community, we have a team chat here. We just pretty much put everything on one channel now. So there's not multiple chats, there's just one. We have trade questions. Any trade questions you guys have, put them here, and then I'll answer them, or somebody else in the group will answer them as well. If you have any funding question or broker questions, put your questions here, and then I can answer any question that you guys have. If you have any suggestions, feel free to put your suggestions in here. And then that's about it. We have a think tank group around here. So I know a lot of you guys have been asking to get into the think tank. We're now having a prospective channel. So like if we think you're good enough to be part of the think tank, we'll be able to, we'll give you an invite, we'll put you in the prospects, and if you seem like you can last, then we'll add you to the main chat. So think tank is cool because if you're part of the think tank, you're almost guaranteed to be successful in trading with us. The main people in think tank are me, CT, Kip, Sisu, and Maddie, and Gian. So those 6 people right there, you guys know that they're all very profitable, and it gives you an opportunity to join that group. I talk to these people every day. If you're part of the think tank, whenever I have ideas, I'm always giving the ideas to the think tank first. And if they have any ideas, they bring it up to me, and I help them, improve on their thinking and their strategy and whatnot. So yeah, that's a quick rundown of the Discord. But yeah, guys, if there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. The volatility is extremely low right now. You can see it's currently at 12. It's not really worth taking any trades right now. Here's the clean chart. I'm going to go and mark up some new structure just so that you guys can have an idea of like where price is going. It's not really going anywhere. It's kind of just going back and forth. It looks like the volatility is picking up, but it's not really picking up too much. So if you guys measure price movements, we'll measure from this zone to this zone. Move down about 700 pips, which is decent, but it's not very consistent. So we do have so there's an entry here that's currently running. It's a momentum pullback scalp. It's not one I would take because the ATR is too low, but this would technically be the entry right here if you were taking it. It's still not hit yet, I don't think. So it looks like it barely hit TP right there. I mean, it might still technically be running. I don't know if anybody took the trade here, but this would be a momentum pullback scalp. So I'll explain the criteria here. The only reason why it's not an official entry is because the ATR is too low. So this doesn't meet all criteria. Looking at this here, we have a sell signal. The trend down below is currently bearish. You can see the trend meter below is red. The pivots are angling down. Price is below the pivots. You can see here that price pushed down. This candle retraced to the upside. Entry would happen at this point right here. And this is where you'd make your entry. As you can see, if you took this trade here, you'd be holding on to this position for about 4 minutes now. 4 minutes, you're kind of pushing it because you typically want to be out of the position within 5 minutes. You can see it hit TP here, but it barely hit TP. So if your spread was a little too wide, it probably wouldn't have closed you out in profit yet. You'd probably still be holding on to this position here. And this is another clear example as to like why you don't want to take trades when volatility is too low, because you can see how it hit TP, but see how price is now starting to go opposite. You're holding on to this position for too long. Typically, when you're trading this momentum pullback scalp, you want the trade to hit within the first 2 minutes. This trade's been running, or technically hit right here, but if it's still running, it would have been running for about like 5 minutes now. So this is not a good type of entry to take because you're looking to just get in and out really quickly. Like an analogy that someone mentioned was like you're trying to punch it, right? You're like running, like taking your money and then getting out. So you're running to get your money and then you're just running out like really quick. So it's like hit and run, basically what people have mentioned. You basically find the opportunity, you get into it, you hit and you run. That's typically how these scalps work. So you can see that this trade is running way too slow, and it's not necessarily good because you'll be holding on to the position for way too long. You can't really hit and run because you're going to hold it, you're going to hit and wait. And then if you don't run, you're going to get caught in the position for too long. And then you can see that trade starting to reverse right here. So you just got to be smart about your positions, guys. The market conditions are always changing, but the good thing for you guys is that you guys have me here to analyze it for you. If I wasn't here to tell you guys that the volatility was low, you guys would probably take all these entries here and be stuck in some positions, right? But since you guys have me here kind of telling you guys, how to analyze the market, I know how to analyze the market. Obviously, I've been trading for so long, and I've been trading US30 specifically for like over 6 years now, like every day. So I understand how the market moves. I understand when to take trades, when not to take trades. And you guys can use me as your guide, really telling you how the market's moving so that you guys can decide to trade or not. I know a lot of you guys here, you don't even use my strategies. You just like to be on these live sessions to listen to me analyze, which I think is beneficial. It's beneficial for all of us because it prevents me from taking dumb trades, and it prevents you from taking dumb trades as well. Let's see. Shannon said, I'm trading so much better and 75% less, but mostly profitable. I appreciate following the daily profitable traders. Been epic for my psychology and risk management. Yeah, definitely, Shannon. I think that's a key thing. If you guys have a good community, like I feel like we have a really good community here at K2 or Kodi Kai, whatever you guys want to call us, because we're typically helping everybody get better, right? We're not really competing with each other. If you guys go into these other groups, a lot of people, they're always competing with each other. It's always a toxic environment compared to like what we have here. Like typically there's always moderation, and I'm always typically trying to keep the peace between a lot of you guys here who always like to argue over kind of pointless things. But it's fine because you guys have seen that. We've had a lot of people who try to shake up the group and I just kick them out and things go back to normal. So I'll be here to moderate as much as possible. See, Vince mentioned that there was a risky V1 at 741. Yeah, this one right here. So Vince over here identified a V1. You can see price came down below. I don't know what the bias is right now. Let's take a look at overall bias again. So retail sentiment is currently 59% short, still about the same, but it's still somewhat bullish. So 59% short. Looking over here at the fundamentals. Fundamentals are currently 81 points. So it's pretty much the same. Not much has changed. So we do still have a bullish bias here. It's not very strong, but it is bullish. Vince over here identified a V1 variation. There was a double body rejection there with a lower low. And if you took that buy right there, it looks like that would have went straight to TP. It was a risky trade like Vince mentioned, but it did hit TP right there. So nice work identifying that right there, Vince. Yeah, Martha said there was no short-term trend, but there were double bodies in both the 5 and 10. So that's good to know too, if you use that as a confluence on the higher time frames. Yeah, looking over here on the lower time frames, there's not really much of a trend. You can see over here prices in between the pivots on the 1 minute, 5 minute, and 10-minute time frames. However, on the 30-minute, 1 hour, and 4 hour, it's still bullish. So that's at least a decent confluence to identify, somewhat of a long-term bullish bias. So yeah, exactly. Martha said she didn't take it either, but there were some confluences. That's good to know, Martha. So that's another good thing about this group, guys. Like if you guys are looking for an entry, you guys can collaborate with other people in the group who'd like to apply those strategies. And like, for example, here, Vince kind of explained why, he saw how it was risky. I explained why it was risky. And then Martha here had some input to confirm that, there was also double bodies on the 5 minute and 10-minute, but she still didn't take the trade because it was still risky. So, it's a win-win for all of us here. If you guys like a specific strategy, connect with someone in the group and you guys can work together on it. But other than that, let me see. 7:51 right now, guys. If you guys have any more profits to post up, feel free to send them in. It looks like we're going to wrap this up soon. There's not much time left in the market and the volatility is extremely low. ATR is currently at 10. I haven't seen it this low during September and like ever. I've never seen it this slow before at this time. Usually it starts to pick up, but it's extremely slow right now. You guys can see, obviously, it's not a good time to trade. Market's pretty flat. But we have some profits here from Narith. So we got Narith over here, total profit of 1,576 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Narith. So solid profits right there, all wins. I'm going to add that to the group right there, and I'll transfer this over to the Discord as well. So we got some more profits over here from Narith. Yeah, you guys did pretty good. I mean, we did pretty solid. Everybody did pretty solid, not just me, but everybody here did pretty great for a Monday. We're kicking off the week on a great note. Looks like a lot of you guys here took the breakout with me. I'll continue looking at the breakout. Like looking at the data here, the breakout looks pretty good. The only days where it looks kind of risky would be like Thursdays and Fridays. But I mean, last week it hit pretty much every single day. So it's been pretty solid. So, all right, guys, if there's any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Unfortunately, the volatility is too low, so we can't really take anything today. But this is just another reminder that you don't need to force any trade. If the volatility sucks, just wait until tomorrow. We have a whole week ahead of us. It's barely Monday. So you still have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to trade. You have a lot of time to really pick back up if you need to as the market continues along. But the last thing you want to do is dig a hole for yourself and then have to climb out of that hole throughout the week. So All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this up. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'll be back here in about 6 hours for the mentoring session. So that mentoring session will be open to everybody. Again, if you guys are part of the Discord, the mentoring session will be posted here under announcements. You go to announcements, live mentoring session, it'll be posted right here. And if you guys are part of the premium, just go to the live Zoom links here, and the Zoom link will be posted here so that you guys can join there as well. So, all right, guys, if there's any questions, reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here in about a few hours for the mentoring session. So, all right.